We learn a lot of information while in the office, just by the way. During discussions in the kitchen, at lunch, and especially in open office spaces, using only our five senses. How do we replicate this when working remotely? You will learn more in this chapter. Did you know that 60 to 90% of information is provided non-verbally? When communicating remotely, we naturally lose most of the context.
Information distortion is too high. Very high threat of misunderstanding.
A 1-hour face-to-face meeting in the office will give us 100% of the information needed. A 1-hour online, we receive 40% max, and it's even less through email communication. In a flexible and remote environment, there is a communication paradox where, on one hand, we have much less time to communicate, but at the same time, we need to communicate far more information than when in person. Therefore, we need to communicate more effectively and accurately by learning a new language, remote language. These 5 basic rules will help us get there. Rule 1. Communicate purposefully and precisely. In a flexible work environment, there is little opportunity to explain and clarify things. Therefore, set a specific goal and tell everyone and what you want to achieve during the virtual meeting. Make sure you have done this before you finish. Say exactly what, why, how, and when you need it, especially if you have a clear idea of the result or you have little time to add details. Send a summary of the most important items in an email. Rule 2. Add context. To have the ability to understand in a remote work environment, you need to all be on the same page. Always include context sharing time in scheduled meetings. Update your colleagues on your current situation, what is happening now, and how that may affect your behavior and communication. And always ask your colleagues for the same information in return. Rule 3. Think positive. A flexible environment creates a lot of uncertainty, and it's up to 5 times more likely to form conflict. Think of others positively and assume good intent. You will want the same from them. And it's important to let the team know this. Rule 4. Ask instead of assuming. To make communication in a flexible work environment successful, we need to ask a lot more questions and verify. Confirming understanding is essential for effective virtual communication and should be a normal part of any online conversation. If I understand you correctly, then what do you mean? How does it relate to? What are you planning to do? How did you come to that conclusion? Rule 5. Make it personal. Plan your time for a virtual water cooler chat. Ask how the weekend was, how the family is doing, what's new, hobbies or interests, and so on. Do not go beyond pleasantries. For each team member, find at least one personal item of interest that they like to talk about. Good relationships are created at times when they become a little more personal. In summary, if you want people to understand you in a flexible work environment, talk to them using remote language and follow the basic rules. Communicate purposefully and precisely. Add context. Think positive. Ask instead of assuming. Make it personal.